Hello. Sorry. Welcome back. We're going to start in about 2 minutes. Let's welcome back. Make sure you're seated in a table of 2 or 4, okay? So you have to sit with your learning partner. We're going to do discussions based on patterns of seat plan like this. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay. So this is week number 4. So first of all, welcome back to this 4th week into the semester for CISG113, Sections 1, Information Security and Privacy. Now this is week number 4, so the first thing you need to do when you come back to school, when you get home, when you get to the winter environment, is go to the public online discussion forum for week number 4. I have posed 3 specific threads for you. The first one is, what have you learned from the 3rd week of the semester? Last week, what have you learned? So if you look into this thread, I've given you some hints on what you need to do in class. Normally we spend about 5 to 10 minutes time doing that. So I would expect that you sit in a table with your learning partner, 2 or 4 in a table. And it mentions, we talked about the discussions, and I would like you to have a very important discussion, short but very precise, on what you've learned as of last week. In particular, we have done 2 specific videos on observation as of last week on the idea of corporate social responsibility, okay, and the corporate social, what is corporate social responsibility, okay. So have any impressions on this? And please take a look and share that with your learning partner in your table. And if you have any comments, make sure you click on the reply button and type in some of your responses. Now you're free to talk in about 5 to 10 minutes. Please get your partner together. Now, it's also an important week because that's the week when you have to finish your first learning contract. When you have to submit your first learning contracts, artifacts by the end of this weekend, starting from September 20th, this Sunday, up to next Monday, which is September 21st. So you have 2 full days time to get ready the learning artifacts for learning contract number 1, and then you need to submit them. Okay, you need to submit them right here on 6 important submission links. 1 for each important learning artifact. The first one is the online learning journals. The second one is to prepare discussion on details. The third one is the discussions report. Given the fact that you have 2 persons in your pair, so you're going to have 2 discussion topics in your report, okay? And then the fourth one is your blog, which is based on what topic expressed in the report. And the fifth one is a proposal, something you want to do other than a topic you've chosen in the first learning contract. The last one is the meeting minutes, discussions, details about how the housekeep will work, as to when you're going to meet physically or online with your learning partner. So, having said this, if you take a look at the teacher's message this week, okay, the teacher's message of this week, I've already given you a much more concise but detailed picture of what you need to prepare, in what way, for how long, and for what particular purpose. Particularly speaking, you need to be aware of the assessment rubrics, which we're going to use to give you a score there. So if you look at teacher's message for week number 4, first of all, you will see at a glance your pairing informations. Suppose you've already given me who is your learning partner at the end of week number 2, so Dr. Matt's Q&A hotline, then you will be given a pair name, okay? You will be given a pair name. That is very important. So I'm going to walk through this list with you now because I can see some of you are still there without a pair because perhaps you forgot to give me your pair members' information, or perhaps you did not understand the process, okay? At the end of week number 2, each one of you should have already sent me the pair partners' information so that I can install a pair discussion forum for each pair of you starting from last week. Last week is week number 3. This week is week number 4. So you have 2 weeks' time as a pair to discuss with your learning partner the topic of one another, okay? Your topic you need to discuss with your learning partner, and your learning partner's topic he or she has to discuss with you. So it's very important that you have a pair discussion partner, okay? Did not turn on the air conditioner, that's why we feel hot. So I'm going to walk through this list with you. I can see the first student who is not here up yet is Ho Kun. Are you here? Ho Kun. Okay? Did you send me your partner's information? You need to send me individually, not your partner. You have the responsibility to do it on your own, okay? So now make sure you have your partner and you can give me the information by the end, in the particular, Dr. Wang's Q&A hotline at week number 2. Now please do it, all right? So the second person is Kai Shen. Kai Shen, are you here? Are you Kai Shen? No? Are you Kai Shen's partner? No? Okay, so he's not here. We cannot do anything about this. And then Wing Ji, are you here? Have you given me your partner's information yet? No? Could you find a partner? And then you could talk with any person who would here not pair up yet because you need your partner to work out the assignment, okay? So, and then the third one, it's Ziyuan. Ziyuan. Are you here, Ziyuan? You are working with Ho Kun, right? Okay, then the 2 of you are paired up now. So, the other ones I could get it's gan nian or gan nian. Are you here? Would you want to pair up with a lady on the table, or you want to pair up? Okay. So the other one is hiu ying. Are you hiu ying? No, no. Okay. So if you're not hiu ying, that means are you wai ying? Okay, you're not wai ying. You are yun mei. Okay. So would you please make sure you send me the information now?
I sent you already.
When?
Maybe last 2 weeks.
Last 2 weeks. So where did you send? Let me check, okay? Because if you send me the information, then your name will be paired already. So did you send to the documents Q&A hotline?
In the new discussion.
News discussion? Not in the documents Q&A hotline. Okay, let me double check. Because if you did not send it to the specific locations there, I will not get it. Okay? Make sure you did not send it to somewhere I do not know. Okay? It's very important that you send it to the right directions. Now let me double check it for you. Make sure you are well informed, because in week number 2's teacher's message, this is week number 1. Okay, this is teacher week number 2. Okay, can you see it? Right here in this message, I informed you need to copy this table. Okay, you need to copy this table. All right, and then you need to send it to this link. Okay. Did you send to this link? Sorry, I cannot get it. You did not send to this link. All right, because I'm not Superman. I do not know anything beforehand. Okay. Make sure you send it to this link now so that I can install you, all right? So, the other thing I need to make sure that, let's get back to this. This is interest 2. This is the message. Okay, this is the Q&A hotline. Okay, and that is, I'm talking about this one, yes. Yes, I'm talking about this one. So, Joao, are you here? Not here, all right? So, Katie, are you here? No? Okay. And then Joao is not here. What about John Ming? Are you here? Okay, you're already paired. Okay. So Wai Yip, are you here? Wai Yip, are you here? No? Okay. So the other one is Ji Han. Are you here? Zian. Okay. Not here. So we cannot do anything about this. Now, but for those who are already here, I think I'm eager to find a partner for you. And because you can see that at least here, it's included in the teacher's message of this week. This is week number 4. Okay? So those names which does not have a pair name, you have a partner? But have you sent me the information to your partner? No, but you need to send it to me, otherwise I do not know how to install you. Can you do it now? Okay, can you do it now? Go back to the teacher's message of week number 2, copy the table there, and then put it in the link over there, okay? Yes. I can help you after class, maybe in a minute, all right? So, I think I've gone through the list once, at least as a teacher, I need to make sure everybody is ready. All right, so in this particular teacher's message of week number 4, you can see that I repeat one more time, producing this table called item number 1, item number 2, item number 3, item number 4, item number 5, and item number 6. By this weekend, you're supposed to submit the first set of learning artifacts for learning contract number 1, which includes 6 items, okay? So you need to know what those 6 items are without going through the syllabus. That means you need to come to this message. Item number 1 is an online learning journal. It means choose 1 of 4 online learning journals completed in week number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because it's expected at the end of each week, you should complete 1 journal. But for the purpose of these submissions, you just need to submit 1 journal, okay, out of the 4 weeks. Now, in the specific journal that you need to produce in that week, you just need to choose 1 topic or 1 question out of the week's questions. So starting from week number 1, we have the reading list, okay? We have the reading list, okay? You can choose the questions from here. This is week number 1's reading list, 2 questions here, and we consider each question 1 topic. So what you need to do is you need to choose 1 such question, okay, from the 4 weeks list, which contain altogether 9 questions, okay, 9 questions. So based on that question, you need to create a journal of your own. And to create a journal of your own, you must select at least 1 source underneath that questions. And once you select that 1 source, you start digging into the source and come up with the journal notes. The journal notes must be structured in the old IA format, the observations, interpretations, and application format. Okay, so all of these are already here in the specific message, okay? So the rubrics used to evaluate your journal, it's given here so you can see the rubrics. It's not complicated. You can get 1 point, you can get 2 points, you can get 3 points, you can get 4 points. 1 means beginning to do something. 2 means developing your expertise doing that something. 3 means accomplished. You did it already. Good job. 4 means exemplary. Okay? Very good. You did it excellent. All right? So take a look at the rubrics there. And it's not complicated. But you did your journals. Okay, you do the journal on 9 journals given in the Moodle environment. Suppose in the Moodle here, at the end of each week, you have the personal online learning journals here. You know that this is where you're going to do your journals. Okay, and I repeated more than 2 times and 3 times. This is the 4th time already. It's okay. It's important you know how to do it. All right. So and then you need to extract the journal from where you did it online and put it in the Microsoft Word. And when it's time for you to submit your work, you submit the Microsoft Word versions of your work. All right. And similarly, for each one of those items, I have given you explanations on each. The time expected, I hope you understand, it would not take up all of the time. The time expected, but normally, if you ask me, I would say, well, you need the best is 2 days to work on your journal, 2 days to discuss with your learning partner, and on the 3 days to write up the report, and 1 day to write your blog, 1 day to finish your 15 minutes. So it takes about 7 to 8 days. You still have time if you start doing it today, all right? So, but if you don't do it today, getting started by getting your work done, starting from today, it's a bit rushed, okay? It's a bit rushed. All right, so I've given you this, and then I've also given you the indications of the importance of the journals, the discussions forum, as well as the blog. I didn't mention specifically about the report here because, relatively speaking, after you've done the report, the blog, the discussion forum, the journals will be left online. For studying from the second learning contract, you will be given a wiki, okay? And when you have the wiki, you and your learning partner will do your report together with the wiki. That is going to be very interesting. But so far in this first learning contract, we are quite satisfied with this setup, all right? So you got the setup today as of the beginning of the 4th week. It's the following. That is what we call the CISG113 Section 1 Support Network. So you got me, your instructor, together with the resources that I've given you and actually I've given you in the Moodle environment. You also have the syllabus. That's very important. We work things out based on the syllabus. And then we have the support website, both the Moodle environment and also the course support website, which have the before class, during class, after class, and end of week activities. You have the learning partner now. Now, towards the end of this month, you're going to form a team, okay? And a team is going to be composed of 2 pairs, okay? 2 pairs. So in each team, you're going to have 4 members. Okay, now you have a pair which contains 2 members. Okay? So towards the end of this month, when you step into the second learning contract, you will have the experience of teamwork. Okay? Teamwork is very important in this class. Now, the pair work is the beginning of your collaborative exercise, collaborative learning. And then the teamwork is very challenging, okay? And in the third learning contract, after the evaluations of the teamwork, I might put in praise the task force, which contains 2 teams, all right? So it's a very interesting and challenging process to learn together. All right, so that is so much about this teacher's message for week number 4. And remember, you visit the link before class, during class, after class, and end of the week activity. Okay, you have 2 full days time to submit your work, which include this Sunday, September 20th, and next Monday, September 21st. Of course, it's up to 11:55 p.m. on September 21st. So there is no rush, okay? And the submission names are already there, okay, in the middle environments, immediately after week number 4's material right here. And those names will be opened on September 20th, okay? You cannot submit anything earlier than September 20th. Okay, having said that, allow me to get back to the discussions for today, all right? So that's where we start from. We finished week number 3 last week, and the first questions that I would like to put to you at the beginning of each class is, what have you learned from last class? And at the beginning of each week, I will ask you what have you learned from last week's materials. So basically, we've gone through some of this, example is 3 documentaries. I sincerely hope many of you have watched at least one. If not, well, make use of time during this week to watch at least the second one. That's very important. I would say this is high school experience, this is college experience, and then it's after your college, when you go to work, that was your experience here. All right? And so the corporate social responsibility is something we discussed about. That's last week. So today, let's move on back to the material on week number 3. We have not touched yet the important context of the digital divide. Let me give you a brief overview, and then we straight into the discussions. The divide means there's a gap. There's a gap between those who have something and those who have not anything. And when we talk about a digital divide gap, is a gap which divides those who have the resources, who use the computer, as well as the internet access to go online, to do everything online, particular learning, and those who do not have the resources, the computer, or the skills, not even the internet privileges. The question is, what exactly is the digital divide all about? Now, let's take a look at a wealthy country like the United States. Let's take a look at the situations in the United States in about 2 minutes.
The digital divide means that there are a significant number of people across the country, especially in my local community, who not only don't have access to technology, to the internet and computers, but they don't have the skills to be able to use them effectively.
Today, only about half of all Americans are connected to high-speed internet. Over the last decade, America has dropped from 4th million broadband all the way down to 22nd.
We're having elections online, people are applying for jobs online, and they're asking people to apply for government services online. That means that there's a huge population of people who don't have access, who won't be able to engage in our society as a whole, but now they won't even be able to get jobs, so self-sufficiency is a big problem.
And the divide of those without broadband access falls mostly along class, geography, and racial lines. 66 to 82% of Americans earning more than $50,000 have a broadband connection, but only half as many lower-income households are connected, and the gap is growing for minority households as well. Brookings Institution and MIT say that increasing broadband access can help put America back to work.
Public interest, social interest, cultural interest, personal interest, all of these things drive the necessity of it. We need a government that can get us to a place where all of these interests are reflected in them.
Here in the country that invented the internet, every child should have the chance to get online. And they'll get that chance when I'm president, because that's how we'll strengthen America's competitiveness in the world.
Okay, you heard what Obama has said. Okay, that is 208. What happens going to be today? Well, it's a good exercise for you. Now, let's also look at the digital device situations for poor countries like Nepal. Okay. Video was produced in 2012, okay, concerning the situations in Nepal. Now, let me try to present to you the important learning that I would like you to pick up today. You understand from those two very interesting videos, one from a very wealthy country, one is from a relatively poor country. It's about the gap between those we have and those we do not have, okay? So the essential questions I believe we need to ask ourselves is what can we do as an individual? What can we do as an organization, like a university, okay? I give you an example now. It's somewhere in between Hong Kong. Macau is a little bit famous now. So let's take Hong Kong as an example. Hong Kong is relatively wealthy. Normally we do not expect that there is a big gap in Hong Kong. But after some digging of the information, we discovered that in Hong Kong, the government set what we call poverty line, and there are many families living below the poverty line. That means that family income per month, it's really very little. And because of these particular problems, the kids living in those families can hardly afford the use of computer at home because they do not have money to buy a computer. Let alone the internet access is not very expensive in Hong Kong. So the government in Hong Kong had a suggestion of some social enterprises, very good term, business company, but they're doing things for the good of the society. And they're not supposed to earn a lot. So they come up with a very creative program to help the poor family in Hong Kong, particularly giving the kids the access to computer and resources. So they come up with a very interesting plan with some investment from the government that they discover the different numbers of families living under the poverty line in Hong Kong. And they offer to such family that we do not want to just give it to you. We want to offer you a deal. If you can afford $100 Hong Kong dollars per month, we're going to give to your kid one brand new computer, excellently high-end computer. And we're going to give to your kid not just this computer, but a high-end, now in Hong Kong, 1G internet access. In Hong Kong, in Macau, we don't have things like this. You just need to pay $100 a month. And so, they, in the past 3 to 5 years, they have actually done a very good work to close the digital divide gap between those who have wealthy family and those who are in a very poor regions because of this plan. And more than that, because in Hong Kong, most of the school now, the government in Hong Kong have pushed into the school system the 4 institutional strategies for e-learning. That means they expect the school kids after school, they should have a computer with them so that at home they could go online, complete the homework, and interact with other classmates. If the kids do not have the computer, it's very hard for them to do the homework, to do learning together. So this is a very good plan to give to those families a computer, internet access, to help the kid have the opportunity to learn online. And more than that, this is what I want to emphasize. What if we have excellent tools, we have the internet access, but the kids do not have a teacher to teach them? If you don't know how to use those tools, the whole program is not going to be very effective. So they launched a volunteer program at the college in Hong Kong, University of Hong Kong. They invite university students who have a heart to help the poor family, to teach those kids how to use the computer, to use the internet access, and also teach them one specific skill called coding skill, so they know how to code. So they launched the program for, I guess, 3 years now, and many volunteers from different university students like you, okay, join those programs and go to those areas, those families, actually in some sort of in different areas in Hong Kong, in Bangang form, you know what is meant by that, right? So they spend about 1 to 3 to 5 hours per week in those families, helping the kids to learn how to use the computer. For example, the kid could choose the following different computer. They could choose the latest iPad, they could choose a tablet PC from Samsung, they could choose high-end HP computer, desktop, whatever it is, just $100. Excellent, okay? And so what can university student like you can do? Well, I have the expertise. I can help mentor a kid in a primary school to use the computer to do learning online, okay? They can use the Google for educations to learn on themselves. They can use the Khan Academy to learn the mathematics, to learn the English. Okay, excellent. This is what individual college students could do. And I guess that is also the reasons why now you're living in the residential college at the University of Macau. They do have a service program coming up. And so the different students could actually suggest what they could do in the service program. It's a very important experience, so learning experience that you can put in your portfolio. Now the next thing I would like to tell you, what if, beside the students, the faculty, teachers like we can join to help close the divide gap? Well, in Hong Kong, I'm going to show you an example that is from the Hong Kong Polytechnic University, particularly from the Department of Computing in association with other departments, together with a bunch of students, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. They spent 6 to 8 weeks per year during summer outside of Hong Kong in poor Asian countries like Cambodia. They help the kids grow up, educated in different ways. So let me just help you to see something like this, to see if I can stimulate you a little further on that.
Yeah, and so I think I have a lot of experience about service.
I would like to make this world a better place. Like, there are lots of discontent, discord in our world. But by knowing more about each other, by stepping into each other's shoes, that you can really understand their needs, their concerns, what they want, and all this can help make, by mutual understanding, you can know more about each other and help making our world a better place, a more peaceful one.
If we want to have our younger generation more fruitful and more advancing towards and being more competitive with others, we need to do more.
But I like to think of service learning as the closest to a complete education.
It poses a great impact throughout my life, that changing my attitude and strengthen my belief in helping others, and also staying strong when we have difficulties.
After the service, I really pushed to continue my thinking about problems and other things for now.
Even the service recipients, their impact was very huge. So is the learning part that the students most benefit from doing those service learning things, right?
Realization, awareness, and self-development.
Find more yourself.
Service and learning together.
When you put academic components into service and let students learn about these academic components, we're giving service to people.
Service learning is a way to encourage students to really to put their knowledge in practice. So the learning part is the most important.
Service learning offers students the unique opportunity to engage with the society and rethink the meaning of their study and their role in society. In this episode, we will follow Dr. Nai, Dr. Chang, and Dr. Wu in the Service Learning Project, in which students visit and teach computing skills to children in Cambodia. Dr. Nai, Dr. Chang, and Dr. Wu will also share with us their experience of teaching service learning subjects and the challenges and rewards that come with it.
Service learning is rewarding, but I do have to say it is probably the most challenging thing in terms of teaching.
First challenge is from the student level. In general, whenever we bring students on these subjects, we always have students whose idea is to go on their SFG holiday and just to play. We find that the reflective essays have been a wonderful way in dealing with them.
These days seems a bit messy, but you guys make me know how to consider all others and make me know how to cooperate with you guys.
The reflection really helped us, and I really want to thank my supervisors and also their tutors. Yeah, they really help us because every night we have meetings and all that kind of thing that really help us, and they really do other kind of reflection with us when we went back to Hong Kong.
Giving them a lot of reflection to do, making them really think upon what they were learning. I think that actually had a very positive impact upon the motivation of our students, motivating them to actually put themselves aside and actually serve and try to learn from this experience.
So can you share with us about what you have learned?
Not know the result, never try. Just in case, if I do not go to
In the past, I was too target-oriented, like what I would like to do, what I would like to achieve. For some of the time, I may be quite reckless towards others' needs, like the survey recipients' needs. I may not care too much about their needs, but through this experience that I learned that it is important for us to step into their shoes, to know more about their abilities, their needs, and to conduct their service projects in a more effective manner.
The other challenge that I can think of immediately is in terms of the challenges in terms of knowledge that we are dealing with. Another example also comes from this summer when we actually put together a project that involved bringing our students to this orphanage that was serving HIV/AIDS positive orphans. We gave a lot of training. We gave them a lot of preparation. We had doctors coming from Prince of Wales Hospital. We had the orphanage director coming to talk about the orphans and so on. They went in there within 3 seconds. They were with the kids. They were talking with the kids. They were playing with them. They were holding them. And I think that the biggest difference was the amount of preparation that we gave them.
As one of the preparation activities, students participated in a warm-up service at a local school of special education, in which they visited and played games with a group of mentally challenged kids. At the end of the service, they were given a debriefing by Dr. Nai.
Let me just ask a question right here, okay? Who was not comfortable at the beginning? The reason why we brought you here is because think about this environment. This is a very normal environment, right? Look at how clean the place is. I wonder how many of our classrooms in Encore are this clean. Now think about Cambodia. You are in a very different environment. I guarantee you it will be nowhere as clean as here. The kids will be something that you have not seen before. Some of the kids today, they were mentally challenged, but they were clean. Some of the kids in Cambodia will not be clean. Most of them will not be wearing shoes. You will not be wearing shoes. The environment will not be clean like this. There will be dust, there will be dirt everywhere, right? So in a way, the reason why we brought you here is because we want to see how you will react to the challenge of being in a situation that is not exactly something that you're used to.
Well, I'm really glad that I come and be able to observe this particular project in this class. It is obvious that Professor Lai, Grace, Stephen Chen, Professor Chen had prepared them very well. The expectation of the student need to be well prepared. I think the staff themselves need to be well prepared. I think this is one lesson that I hope that at least I learned from this experience, and I certainly will try to encourage all the staff to remember that when they start designing a service learning course.
Always need the students working in a team, and as we shared just now, there are lots of problems in terms of teamwork, students working together. Throughout the process, the students actually learn how to work with each other, handle personal conflicts, handle differences of opinion, and through the process, they actually assessing each other. Sometimes you don't really need to go in and say, okay, who has been the leader? It is obvious from how they interact with each other, who has been stepping up. Sometimes we put this student in as a team leader. It turns out another person is actually a much more effective leader. And this we can see because we work alongside them and we can see them. And the assessment sometimes is actually quite easy because it is quite very obvious.
Then also, because we are a team, we need to know what happened during the conversation during the listening. Is that okay?
Yes, that's
I was just thinking about how students learn, how service learning connects to the academic discipline, and I think that one of the ways that they connect the most is that it actually lets students take whatever they were learning in the classroom and put it to real use. All of the stuff that is from 312 all of a sudden starts to make sense, and that was because they actually had to understand this stuff in order to put it in place.
Most of the times in the class, we lecturer only talk about some theories, and in fact we may not know how the theory works. But when we go into the real world and we work with that theories, and we find that, oh, these theories work like that.
And in some of our other projects, when we actually get students to go and teach, because we are from the Department of Computing, we ask them to go in and teach, programming or something like that. And really, one of the students came back and told me, said, wow, when I started preparing the lesson plans, when I started teaching, then I realized how many holes there were.
I remember in these few days I have taught my studentmates, because I'm leaving how I taught my studentmate about the programming. Yeah, and I really learned a lot from her, because I remember we revised the programming language because I haven't touched programming for nearly one semester. Yeah.
Through those social learning projects, they provide the triggers, the catalysts, for students to eager to learn more, and then we can offer them more after this. That is the trick. I mean, we are not saying that all the social learning projects can fulfill all the components of either professional knowledge. That is not necessary. But that it serves as a way to initiate and motivate our students. That is more important. That is the purpose of education.
Balance learning is to use one's intrinsic value to bring out some extrinsic force. That is fair for you, but it's essential for others.
Service learning can help you find more yourself.
I think that doing the service learning subjects are probably, even forget the subject, even the project itself is probably one of the most demanding things that I've had to deal with. I think the biggest thing is that it's one of the most satisfying things that I've ever done. It's one of the most challenging things that I've ever done, but it's also one of the most personally satisfying things. To see the students grow, to see how to actually watch them grow over the course of one summer while they are working on the projects. I remember one summer where you see the student at the beginning of the summer and you see him at the end of the summer, and you're like, wow, this kid is like two different people. And then watching them, start from being just simply participation to starting to coordinate, to starting to lead, and to start propose projects. And towards the end of his academic studies, he was actually going out and recruiting new project staff for us. And that is just so completely amazing. And I don't know, I mean, in many ways, I see our students as, okay, they're not my kids, but they're somebody else's kids. And, I'm sure that his parents would be happy to see him learning something like this. And as his teachers, it is the duty and the responsibility that society or our job has placed upon us. But at the same time, it's also just, I mean, what could be more satisfying than actually seeing us make an impact in somebody's life? Something that visible. You could teach like a half a dozen subjects, get a really good SFQ, and still not see that, because the students will not remember you after the subjects. But for the service learning projects, I've never had a student who went on the service learning and they could not remember me afterwards. That's not gonna happen.
I think it is important. Now I'm more convinced about that, particularly for academic staff who had never done it before. I would strongly encourage those staff to take time to come out to one of the service learning courses to understand and experience what this is all about before you get into the planning, before you get into the designing of the course and all.
Okay, I think it's a very stimulating piece that helped you answer the questions. First of all, we start out with a digital divide context. We asked you the questions of what can we do as an individual to do something to bridge the digital divide gap. And we introduced you to what the scope of students are doing under the guidance of a faculty program, which is supported by the university. And here at the University of Macau, we do have a service learning program at your residential college. And it's really up to the individual of you to come up with something meaningful, to put what you have learned in individual classes or courses of your semester into practice. So at the end of this week, you're going to put what you've learned in the past 4 weeks into practice. In a sense, you need to produce one full set of learning artifacts for this first learning contract under the big banners of inquiry-based learning. And you need to start out with selecting a topic, one of the 9 topics in the 4 weeks reading list, You need to prepare your materials of the topic, that means it's your journal, in the format of observations, interpretations, and applications. You need to share your journals with your learning partner, discussed through the peer discussion forum. You need to move from that stage onward to help writing a report of your topic together with your learning partner, piece of her topic, and put them together. And then you need to move from writing a report to writing your refractive blog, what you learned from that topic. Okay, at the end of that, if you have any other idea you want to do, put it in your proposal. In the meantime, in order to help one another in your pair be informed of what you're doing, you need to prepare 15 minutes. Okay? Having done this, I would like to give you 10 minutes time to do discussions with your learning member so that you can put things into perspective. If you have a question, you can ask me. So that in the meantime, I'm going to deal with this pair, and the extra pair that you have. Because I want to make sure you do not leave this classroom without being a pair identified. So may I invite you to come here while the rest of you engage yourself in the discussions. Okay? One after the other. First, that pair come here. I want to make sure you are installed. Okay? So please come here. Show me your name, and then I'm going to install it here for you. Okay? It's okay. Let me make sure that I go through the discussions. Yes, 14. So let me see. What's your name? Can you say your name here? This one? Did you send me the table information? You need to send me because you can send it here, okay? Send it here. Make sure you send the table here. Okay? This one, right? This one, right? Right? Okay. No, this is another one. You must send it here. That means you come here, you type and do the schedule topic in my learning partner. Okay? And then I can see your information, see and I could make sure everything is done. Okay, can you follow the information, see and send your information, see? Okay. So where did you send earlier? Where did you send earlier? You forgot. You forgot, how did you expect me to know? In that case, that's you must follow my instructions here, okay? All right, so make sure you copy your paper and send it here. Documents to these files, okay? So make sure that I'm going to take care of this part. Okay, thank you. Yes, sure. I need that. Type your responses to the discussion thread, okay?
parents think about how much should be
Okay, thank you very much. At least I can help the 3 pairs here to set up, so you have your pair now. So please make sure that you get your work done. What I'm worried about is the last pair, but it's okay. Here I can help. Okay, allow you to take attendance for the day, and then you continue your conversations. Okay, let's see.
So I choose one of
I will update the table of pairing. Takashi, thank you. Johnson, thank you. Cyril, Gabo, Austin, thank you. Kaishan, you're Kaishan, right? And then, do you got a pair? Kaishan, you got a pair member? Do you have a pair member? In a minute, I'll come to you. Okay? Edward, are you here? Thank you. German, are you here today? Thank you. And then Karina, thank you. Fitness, thank you. Kelvin, thank you. Abby, thank you. Dorothy, yes. Espesu, thank you. Kira, thank you. Sam, thank you. Rami, thank you. Ian, thank you. Junior, thank you. And then Benjamin, thank you. Yes. And then Kiwi, thank you. Sophie, thank you. Maggie, thank you. Oscar, thank you. Billy, thank you. Sunny, thank you. Thank you very much. We still have one more page to go. Then Mabel, thank you. Steady, thank you. Katie, not yet today, but Iris, new. Iris, thank you. And then Iris Lowe, not here today, okay. Jackie, not here today, okay. Joao, not here today. Joe,
So this is a personal one.
Joe, thank you. Ubaldo, thank you. Gideon,
Yes.
thank you. Sophie, Sue, not here today. Okay, let me see. I'm going to help you. Yes,
September
thank you.
20.
Could you come in? Let's see.
6 books before Friday, Sunday.
Can you find any problem? No. Okay, let me see. I will help in this part. Well, let me go to the yes. Okay, then let's see. Just update you first. Let me then upload the call. All right.
Air-based report. What are
based on the topic of the source, based on the source, based on the topic, and after that, we discuss which of them the journal must be individual, and then after you did the journal, you put your journal that is then it's yes, and you engage your partner to discuss with you your journal, or remember and your partner choose the same question. Actually, there are two topics, two discussions. One on you and one on you. And you follow the first thing discussion. It's time we have to go, we can go. I'm just helping to make sure everyone will appear and actually I did the work already. Except for I should, I'm looking for members. Thank you, see you again on Bye-bye, thank you, bye-bye. Sorry, I'm helping questions. I want to tell you that I find 4 other students. You're one of the 4 students that don't have yet. We're here. There are 4 more here, but they are not here today. So I cannot just say put you together. Maybe you do your work first, this time, individuals. Even though you do the compare discussion, the journal can be done individually, your report can be done individually, blog can be done individually, okay? And your proposal can be done individually. Your discussion detail and your parent meeting minutes, again. Friday, I'm going to make sure you have unless you do not come back. All right, so thank you very much. Sometimes you need help, I know. All right, I'll see you again. Any other questions? Yes.
Finish. I have class now.
Yeah, you do your journal first there, and the week one's online journal. And only after you finish doing it there, copy and paste into Microsoft Word. If you choose your topic from week 2, that means you need to do it week 2 journal first. Okay? It's okay, don't worry. It's his business. But the 2 of you should not choose the same question. This is very important. Okay, I didn't understand that. Now, allow me to make sure I finish this table for you because this is very important update, all right? So, yeah, that's why I'm getting it done for you. Okay? It's very important. Any other question?個唔同㗎，因為你個 blog 係跟翻你個 journal 嘅 topic， 跟翻你個 report 嘅 topic。individual proposal 咧，意思就係話你可以揀一個完全唔同嘅 topic，然後你講寫個 proposal。 即係話你可以想啊，我想做呢樣第二個題目啊咁樣，咁你咪將第二個題目嘅名擺個名三個人一啲人。如果 block 到你一早已經有，你 block 個題目就係由你嗰個將個題目嚟嘅，你嗰個 block 通常都係由你個 report 嘅 state 嘅最快法。但係你個 proposal 可以全新一樣新嘅。即係 proposal 你先，我想做一樣新嘅嘢。嗰個新嘅嘢I'm sorry. Okay, that's it for today's CISG113 section 1 information security and privacy. Until this Friday, stay tuned.